Wednesday, 4th of March 2020. Good morning from Europe. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Piotr here. This is Light Forex Global YouTube channel, and we are about to make the London Open or post-London Open market update. Yesterday, when I was recording the market update, right after when the video was uploaded, we got Fed cut, right? So there was a move to the upside when it comes to the risky assets, but that's the daily chart of the Nasdaq, and as you can see, right, looks like towards the end of the day the market takeaway from that cut was completely different what probably central bankers were thinking, right? Meaning based only what I can see here, it was like market or different way, the cut scared the market, right? So we've seen some kind of the rejection from the technical perspective. When it comes to why this particular level been rejected, it's quite easy to explain, right? When we are going to get one-to-one this type of the move, so that was the first thing, and the second thing, in my opinion, that was supposed to work as a previously as a demand, right, been rejected right now. So this level to the left, right, this consolidation right here right now is working as the possible supply. Now what else? Well, during the press conference, Powell encouraged other central bankers to do similar move. Of course, we know that the Bank of Japan is buying like crazy all the available ETFs. Just a little bit of the joke is in that sentence. So, but Bank of Japan is doing what is supposed to do. The question is, what Swiss National Bank here? Okay, they can buy whatever they want as well, but what ECB can do, heck, I don't know. Anyway, during the Asian hours, we've seen a little bit of the recovery after initial sell-off, especially with the yen, dollar yen below 107. But what we got? We got China KX in service PMI at 26.5. Median was 48. So that was the record contraction, right? Hong Kong PMI 33.1, record contraction. Singapore PMI 47, record contraction. Of course, we do know that plenty of stimulus packages are going around in Asia, all right? Now, Nomura is thinking that we might expect emergency rate cut this week, and we do have Bank of Canada later today, and the expectations switch very quickly from no change to 50 basis point cut. But in regards to the Canadian dollar, we are going to have separate video right around the rate decision, where I'm going to try to check the chart, maybe make some trades. Anyway, so what I do expect from the Nasdaq? Well, the yesterday action from the Fed, in my opinion, it was like, you have to imagine yourself what we had before that happened, right? It was like this type of the rally on Monday, right? So it was the way of my way of thinking, what they thought, right? It was that, okay, if you are going to cut, maybe Tuesday will follow, Wednesday will follow, and we are going to get V-shaped recovery, right? So something we've seen a couple of times already, right? When it comes to the initial sell-off. So we've seen this type of the action plenty of times during this crazy market move to the upside, right? So maybe that was the way of thinking. Let's cut and let's have this V-shaped recovery. But instead looks like we might get Captain Hook formation, right? And eventually going lower. Overall, my way of thinking is that it's not one and done. I might be totally wrong. But in my way of thinking, we are trying to hold this level of possible demand, right? This previous consolidation and breakout from here, right? But I think what was not tested is this latest weakness we have here. So my way of thinking is that we are going to make at least 2 lower lows, where the third one might be the last one, right? So it's going to be probably, or might be something like this, and then some kind of the recovery. But there is one more thing from my perspective, that the central bankers, instead of trying to create V-shaped recovery, would be better if they are going to try to calm the market down a bit. Because when you are going to check what is going on repo market, right, and the numbers over there suggesting that someone is in a big trouble, right? If we are going to take into the consideration oversubscription, well, you know, the funk trade was the most crowded, right? But also what was very crowded, it was shorting the VIX, right? Volatility index. So with the VIX trying to get to the moon, right? I can imagine that some guys were not able to evacuate from that, and they really need additional funds right here, right now. So when it comes to the charts, when it comes to the Nasdaq, the yesterday rejection in the rational level, at the rational level, suggests that the market or bears may try to draw the swing high here, right? So I'm not gonna be surprised if you are going to get some kind of the supply around the Monday high, all right? When it comes to the demand, I'm not gonna be surprised the central bankers and all gangsters are gonna be trying to hold this over under, right? So in that case, and from the big guys perspective, that would be smart way to trying to calm the market down and keep this range intact for quite some time. And we are talking about the levels in between 8,150 and 8,900 based on my chart. Quite wide range, 1,000 point, but it should get narrower and narrower instead of creating the V-shaped recovery. So for now, I'm looking to fade around the Monday high, eventually this type of the move. If I'm not gonna be right here, meaning that we are going to make one-to-one different way, right? So it's not gonna be only this one-to-one, but it might be this and one-to-one, and we are going to try to close the gap. That's where I'm going to have my second attempt, and that's another broken demand, right? So that might be another level, but in that case that would be very close to the V-shaped recovery. But from the Fibonacci perspective, it's going to be around 88 in my opinion. If I'm not mistaken, it would be good. If you are a fan of Fibonacci, then you can make your measure. So that's my two levels. Of course, if we are going to retest the bottom, if we are going to retest that bottom and if we are going to try to create this over under somewhere here around 8,250 ish, then I might try to scalp upside around these levels when it comes to the Nasdaq. It's very interesting because we have second day in a row daily close above 111 when it comes to the euro dollar, all right? And I've been explaining yesterday that well, if that's going to happen, I'm gonna be on the verge of closing my shorts. I'm still sitting short on euro dollar. That's what you can check. Don't forget that you can check what I'm doing live on the account you can check it. The link is in the description. Just one thing, you have to know that I'm doing all the strategies at the one account. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to you know, to make it different strategies on different accounts. Anyway, still in, and especially because of what we get towards the end of the day yesterday, when the close was below Monday high, and it might be related to the market expectations that anyway ECB is going to do something, right? So for now, what is good, but still I'm not so happy because yesterday we tested the breakout level, right? And it looks like the bulls were strong here. So I do remember about that, right? So this latest weakness. Of course, I want to see the close below, and then I may add into the exposure. And so I'm not so happy with my current shorts, but it, based on the yesterday close below the Monday high and current price action, we are creating swing high, or market or bears trying to create swing high, and at least for now it's quite similar to what we've seen late December 2019. So still, you know my exposure. For those guys who are longer with me, listening longer to me, you know that my exposure is not that big. I can handle some drawdowns. Depends, of course, on the strategy, right? From the day trading perspective, it looks like a little bit different. So, well, still think that first we didn't close the post-French election gap, and I think 105 and lower is what we are going to get on the euro dollar. Here is nothing else than short squeeze. So for sure we squeezed a lot of shorts based on the breakout through that level. Well, we will see what the rest of the day will bring. Anyway, don't forget Bank of Canada later today, and I'm going to make another update, guys. Don't be trapped. Take care. It was my pleasure to make the update for you. Goodbye.